list and relax. Great comfort food for every member of the family. Mackinaw's Grill and Spirits on Voyager Drive in Green Bay. We'll see you at the cabin.
You know that chair you sit in for the game and somehow wake up in hours later? That's the Z-Cliner by FlexSteel. This isn't just a recliner. It's a sleep chair built for real comfort. The Z-Cliner smoothly reclines into a zero-gravity position, giving you the support you need whether you're watching the late game, taking a quick nap, or sleeping through the night. FlexSteel combines the comfort of a premium recliner with ergonomic support designed for long periods of rest, not just sitting. From your head and shoulders to your legs and lower back, the Z-Cliner is built to help your body relax the right way. It's perfect for movie nights, overnight guests, or anyone who wants the flexibility of a chair that truly does more. And because it's FlexSteel, you get durable craftsmanship, smooth motion, and lasting quality you can count on. Watch in it, relax in it, sleep in it. The FlexSteel Z-Cliner. Your seat, your sleeper, your comfort zone. Find it at FlexSteel retailers nationwide at zcliner.com/Dan Patrick.
Want sports on the go? Download the WNFL app and listen anywhere right from your phone. At work, in the car, at the cabin, or on the sidelines. Your favorite sports talk is always with you. Search WNFL in your app store and download it today. Brought to you by Security Libkey Roofing.
I'm Shannon Alberts, president of Security Libkey Roofing, and I'm excited to share that we've been roofing for over 90 years. So when you're looking for a local, high-quality contractor with a 90-year history, give us a call.
People you know, call 920 Roofing.
Did you know we're on YouTube?
Fox Sports Radio.
You can find all of your favorite shows on YouTube.
Look at us. We're waving at you right now.
Did you know that you can find the best clips and the best videos from your favorite shows?
All the interviews, clips, everything is there.
This is why you're the smartest listeners in the world.
Completely agree.
Because you went to YouTube and you searched Fox Sports Radio. And you are the ones that hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You're the ones that watch videos from Two Pros and a Cup of Joe with Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LeVar Arrington.
You can't even make this up.
Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, Stu Godson and Company. Live.
It's so good.
Cavino and Rich. Oh, yeah. The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
Think about that for a second.
And the Ben Maller Show.
Fox Sports Radio.
On YouTube.
Wow.
By searching Fox Sports Radio.
Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that thumbs up icon and comment away.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Inside Wisconsin Sports. Now.
Yes, it's unbelievable.
Why don't we just get started, huh?
WNFL.
We never knew how to forfeit, but we always knew how to talk. Couple nights through gasoline on the fire.
Tommy, do you have any idea who this is?
This is the Jonas Brothers.
Yes,
this
the Joe
is
Bros.
Waffle House. I know bangers, dude.
Have you ever been to a Waffle House?
Ooh, I think in West Virginia.
Oh,
Yeah.
West Virginia Waffle House. That's got to be interesting. Hold on.
Don't get stressed, just gonna get figured out. Hold the conversation that
I love this song because of our next guest, my good friend from down in Milwaukee, Hunter Baumgardt. He joins the show right now. Hunter, when was the last time you played this song on air?
You know, maybe last time I was talking with you on the air, to be honest with you. Absolutely.
Are you a Waffle House guy, Hunter?
Yeah.
No,
You've been to
I mean,
Nashville enough.
I have. My brother lives there, but I Waffle House is not something I frequent. That song is just a banger, like you said, Tommy.
It's just
It's
a
just a good
banger.
song. And when a good song is available, I'm going to play it.
Mine as well. Right. Hunter, I believe it's the first time we've ever been on air together. So that's awesome. Obviously,
Tommy, this is Hunter. Hunter, this is Tommy.
We've crossed paths a couple of times. But we've just never been, I'm not sure why we've never been able to make it on together, but
because you worked at competing stations for a while, let's be honest.
There was sarcasm, Luddy, yes, in the comment. But very excited to have you on. Very excited to talk some Brewers baseball. Hey, the alumni game is today. The alumni legends, the former Brewer alumni legends. Let's see how many words we can put in front of game when talking about
It's
this
the old timers
promotion.
game. Let's just be honest.
Where is Keon Broxton?
He needed to come back and defend his title, right?
Right.
That's a good point. No, Ryan Braun, when he was on Zoom with us about a month ago when we were getting ready for this, he said, "I'd rather not go with the term old timers." He was like, you know what? I like alumni better than old timers, which I get. You know, not all of them are old timers. I mean, Chase Anderson, Adam McCalvy's been telling us. Look, he pitched in the big leagues 2 years ago in 2024. So this is a guy who's not too far removed from pitching in the big leagues. You have other guys there who haven't been out of the game for very long. So I'm interested how the difference is between a guy like that and a guy like Ben Sheets is today. And just I'm just fascinated. It's one thing to do a home run derby and you're swinging for the fences and all that. It's a whole nother one to have pitchers who obviously pitched in the major leagues out there on the mound, and then these guys trying to hit it. I am fascinated to see just what this looks like today.
Isn't that the reason why Keon maybe won last year is because he was not far removed from playing, and then he had maybe the most stamina as opposed to a Ryan Braun who's been out for 5 years?
I think so. I mean, you'd think
6
that
years.
those guys would be, close to, probably a little bit better shape. You know, Eric Thames is still looking like Eric Thames.
Oh, you don't say.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And exactly, you know, your Jeremy Jeffress, your Corey Knebel, guys who are more recently retired, Trevor or Travis Shaw. So you've got a bunch of these guys who are going to be kind of in that, I don't know, early, maybe like 2018, 2019, early 2020s, so to speak, who are going to be there. What's cool I think, and I asked this of Ryan Braun when we were on with him, I was like, how cool is it for you to be kind of blending your two generations? Because he came up with the 2006, 2005, that crew got in the playoffs in 2008, but then he was also a part of the start of what we probably should call the golden era Brewers baseball that started in like 2018 when they got to the NLCS. So he's blending his two generations of Brewers players that he was connected with together. So I'm excited to see that for him as well.
Hunter, you were busy yesterday. What was the inaugural Dinelson Lumet Cup? How did this come about, and who were you on the course with, and what did you shoot? Did you play 9 or 18?
We played 9. I had not golfed in probably a decade, so it was an adventure to say the least. But we played, and so here's the deal. I've been trying to learn
I'm
golfing. So Owen Jonas and I were a team. So Owen Jonas is the managing editor for Reviewing the Brew. You see Reviewing the Brew all the time. Great guy on the beat this year. So he's a really good golfer. So we were paired together for a reason.
Understood.
So we used his ball a fair amount. We did a scramble, so we both hit and then see whose ball was better. We did use my claim to fame was a chip in birdie on one of the holes on a par 3 that we got it in 2 there from off the green. I was able to get it in just by I can't say it was much strategy or much skill there, but it just happened. And so I was happy about that. It was a blast. I mean, it was just all the beat reporters that went, and Kurt Hogue of the Journal Sentinel, he was the one to organize it, which we appreciate. And then we were trying to find an obscure brewer to name it after.
How about a guy that never played for the team?
That's exactly it, right? Who was technically traded for but never played. I think he's the definition of obscure brewer.
I love it. Hunter Baumgardt joining us here on Inside Wisconsin. Before we start talking about your colleague Adam McCalvy and him just deciding to drop bombs on us on a Thursday out of nowhere of no Brewers baseball, up until this point, this Brewers team, what do you have on them? Because last year felt like the magical run, it'll never end, a summer of fun and passion all of a sudden just came up on us, and all of a sudden it was October, and then we all remembered it was just supposed to be a summer of fun and passion maybe. Now this team again getting into maybe a better groove than last year's team, and now maybe they're going to be aggressive a little bit. So before we get to that trade conversation, though, your thoughts on the 2026 Brewers, because it's been awesome to watch so far.
It has. It's been a lot of fun. Last year, there were a ton of storylines. I mean, I can't remember another season where there were that many storylines. It was constant, right? From Miz's debut to Woodruff coming back to walk-off home runs to the 14-game winning streak. Like, there were so many different moments that you can look back on and say that was a really cool moment in the season last year. This year, there's been moments for sure. We had one Sunday with the William Contreras walk-off, obviously Friday with the Garrett Mitchell walk-off. So there have been moments, and there's been Cooper Pratt's debut and Luis Lara coming up and other guys. But I think this year it's almost more workmanlike, where like, yeah, we're good. And so I think because of that, and because they started better than they started last year. Now they started 13-13, but the turnaround came on April 26th instead of May 26th. And so that gave this front office more time to say, okay, this is a good team like we thought it would be. These offseason trades, these offseason acquisitions are working. Now they can look at it and say, look, we can kind of play for October here. I mean, they're right up there with the top record in baseball. They're 7 games up on the Cubs. And I think in previous years, they have been all about getting in the playoffs and winning the division. And obviously that's first. But you also, I think it's smart what they're doing here. And they're also thinking about what's going to happen come October and even, maybe late September, with some of the pitching decisions they're making with their younger guys and the workload, and also obviously the trade deadline conversation. And I think so that's the difference that I see, is they're more like, all right, yes, we're good again. We saw what we did last year. We saw maybe what the holes were last year. And now can we plug those at the trade deadline while also making sure we have our guys healthy for the postseason, like a Jacob Mizorowski, like a Kyle Harrison, like a Logan Henderson? How can we make sure we limit those innings? And I think honestly, I think it's the biggest question facing this team as we go down the stretch. How are they going to handle these young pitchers? For specifically, with Jacob Mizorowski, and Pat Murphy was literally wondering this out loud to us this week. Like, do we delay him one more day to maybe do, it's 5 days between or 6 days between his starts, or do we just cut his start shorter like they did the other night of 4 innings and 65 pitches? Because one of those options, you have to basically have a whole nother starter in there, or another option is you just use a reliever to cover those innings. It's a decision I literally think they're trying to make and trying to go through right now as to be what the best strategy will be, and we'll see if it works.
It's like the Kawhi Leonard version of load management versus the Giannis Antetokounmpo version of load management.
Does one of them plant trees?
Maybe.
Okay,
the other one of them misses Milwaukee. That's all we know.
Sure.
Hunter Baumgardt joining us here. Okay, so let's then talk about this trade talk, because Adam McCalvey dropping an article yesterday on MLB.com, which deliberately says the Brewers are checking in on the biggest names on the trade block right now in Tarek Skubal, starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers, and Mason Miller, one of the top closers in all of baseball for the San Diego Padres. Trevor Thomas, usually on this show with us, he's off on a Friday here, talked about it in the last segment, though, when he chimed in with us. He's confused about the Mason Miller deal just from a standpoint of, I don't think they need a closer. But Hunter, can you explain how amazing it would be to have a talent like Mason Miller, maybe an argument for the only other pitcher as talented as Jacob Mizorowski in Major League Baseball right now?
Especially with the heat he throws. Can you imagine going like 8 innings of Jacob Mizorowski and then 1 inning of Mason Miller? I mean, come on. So yeah. I think that, look, you can never have too many really good bullpen arms. And I know Trevor McGill's been good in that role, really, save for those 2 outings in April. Otherwise, he's been really good in that role. Uribe's been great in the 8th, can be used in the 9th if need be. And Aaron Ashby has done what he has done. A little shaky over the last month, but we all know the potential of him. But you add another guy and you say, okay, Aaron Ashby, you can now get the 6th. And then, Uribe can get the 7th, McGill can get the 8th, and you have Mason Miller in the 9th. That just, it lengthens your bullpen. And it also, like we just mentioned, if they're trying to go shorter with some of these starters, it gives you another option of leverage back there if it's a close game. So I am all for them checking in on those guys. Now, there is going to be a high price on those guys because there are going to be less sellers here at the trade deadline. And Matt Arnold talked about that as well, and saying that, action really hasn't totally picked up yet. I think next week it will, because August 3rd is the deadline. So I think a week out, teams will really start to look inward. But they could not make those decisions. Like the Tigers, for example, won again last night. They've won a couple in a row, 5 games under 500, but they're 4 games out of a playoff spot. I don't think they're deciding yet. I would think that trade happens closer to the deadline if they're going to deal him. As far as the being aggressive part, the Brewers, look, they've won 3 straight division titles. They got to the NLCS last year. They won 97 games, a franchise record and the best record in ball. They're right flirting with the best record in baseball again this year. At some point you do. At some point you do have to go for it. And I know some are like, well, maybe you wait till Jesus Madej comes up, or maybe you wait till Andrew Fisher's here, and then you have your infield set, and who knows if the team's as good then? Who knows if your pitchers are having as good of years as they are? A Kyle Harrison, a Jacob Mizar, who knows? Things go up and down, and when you're at the record that they are, and one of the best teams in baseball, and you haven't went all in years past. Now, all in, because you have one of the top farm systems, you don't have to give up every top prospect you have. You give up a couple of them. You give up maybe it depends on who it is. If it's a major league player too, okay. There's certain major league players, obviously, you want to stay away from. But as far as the prospects go, other than Jesus Madej, I don't necessarily see another guy that I would say absolutely not. Obviously, you want Andrew Fisher in your farm system. There are some guys you want. But at the end of the day, if you're going to get one of these guys and that could put you over the top for a World Series, and you really think so, this front office is really good at knowing what their team needs, I trust them on it.
Follow him on Twitter, Hunter B on air. Hunter, you've been in the clubhouse, pre-game, post-game pressers since the Craig Counsell era, when he used to yell at you for things that I didn't understand why he was yelling at you. What's the vibe been like this year, maybe as opposed to last year in the clubhouse? And why did Craig yell at you those years? I guess I've never asked you.
I don't know. He didn't yell at me very much. I mean, the one time
that's enough for us to go, man, what's Craig got against Hunter?
Look, there was one time I think every reporter has their time where the coach snaps back a little bit. And my time was when I asked if Devin Williams was available, and he asked me what I think, and I was trying to get I was trying to ask what he thought, but he said,
"It's because that's your job is to ask him,
right?
Not the other way around." Just clarifying.
So look, I mean, Pat Murphy is just exceptional. I love covering Pat Murphy. But so the vibe in the clubhouse is, I think it kind of goes back to what I said of this year compared to last year, where it's workmanlike is what I would describe it as. It's a great clubhouse. There are, I don't see anybody that's not, getting along in there. They are a really tight-knit group because these guys have been together for so long. I mean, the core from last year is back this year, especially the position player group. And every guy that comes in talks about how, they hear good things from the organization. They want to be a part of it, whether it be Braden Shoemake recently or specifically Lance McCullers, who's never been on a different team and really had glowing things to say about the Brewers and has so far, in his short time here. And he, I think, is going to add a very good presence to that clubhouse as well. I think that'll be an underrated trade that, if he stays healthy, could help not only on the field, but off the field as well. So I'm interested to see what he does. Seems like a really great guy. But so I think it's very much like, we're good and we need to just keep the pace. And look, this team is really good at winning tonight. And that comes from Pat Murphy. Why? Because that's his motto, and that's what his players take on, and that's what they say. And literally, you ask players about, a skid here, or, you've won a couple here. It's always about the next day's game. And I think that's exactly why they've come 5-1 out of the All-Star break after they got swept in Pittsburgh, because they're so good at just really saying, okay, let's go and win tonight, and then we'll worry about tomorrow.
Hunter, last thing for you. We have a Top 5 Friday coming up in the 8:00 hour. I won't make you go top 5. If you want to go top 3, your favorite Brewers from the Alumni Legends game today.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, I like that. Okay. So, I mean, Ryan Braun's up there. I got Ryan.
Okay. All right.
There. Yeah. Corey Hart. I was always a Corey Hart fan.
Do you have your I Heart New York shirt? That was their campaign to get him in the All-Star game back in the day.
Oh, I did not know
that. That's a collectible that I think you would love. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I'll see if I still have mine and might hand it down to you.
Thank you.
Slightly used.
Thank you. Oh, and then one more. Oh, I was a Travis Shaw fan when he was a Brewer. I'm interested to see what he can do. I know he tweeted last night, like, hey, just, don't want to, blow a hamstring or anything coming up. So that's the number one goal today. And I think it will be for a lot of these players. It'll be fascinating. They've got the game at 3:10, then the Legends game afterwards. It'll be 3 innings or 1 hour. It will be televised. So looking forward to it.
Hunter, Tommy will be in attendance today as a fan. So maybe you guys will run into each other in person again. You guys have met in person, right?
Yeah, we've met in person.
Okay, just never been able to do it on the radio.
Yeah.
Hunter, I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Keep crushing it. Really enjoy the show. And anytime, guys. Thanks.
I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, man.
There he is.
Hunter Baumgardt, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Follow him, Hunter B on air. If you want recaps, let's say you fell asleep during the Brewers game, like happens to us every once in a while because we get up at ridiculous hours. Hunter's got your recap. He throws in videos of Pat Murphy within the recap. It's not just him standing there. He's done a great job. He's evolved it. He's awesome, an amazing person, and an amazing Brewers reporter. Well, what should we chat about when we get back here? We got a little bit of time before we welcome in Craig Coshun.
Yeah, I would like to just really drive home the point of no one can outbid the Brewers.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, Hunter's untouchable list is a little shorter than yours,
but same crossover.
Right on. You got Inside Wisconsin on 99.7, 101.9 WNFL.
Sports Radio 99.7, 101.9 WNFL. Or streaming live on the WNFL app.
First pitch swinging. That first pitch crushing.
Baseball, it's the soundtrack of summer. And this summer, the Green Bay Rockers are a 99.7 and 101.9 WNFL.
It sounded like a shotgun.
Green Bay Rockers baseball, 99.7 and 101.9 WNFL, and on the WNFL app.
An orthopedic injury can happen in an instant or develop slowly over years. Either way, you just want to feel like yourself again. At Amplify Health, our approach to orthopedic care is to treat the whole person, not just the injury. Our team of orthopedic specialists support you through every stage of recovery so you can get your strength back, your mobility back, your life back. Orthopedic care from Amplify Health by Bellin. A little empathy changes everything.
Looking for fun and excitement? Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg has over 800 slot machines waiting for you. Stay in comfort with our premium guest rooms and deluxe suites, and enjoy dining with exceptional service, a casual atmosphere, and flavorful cuisine. Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg, conveniently located on Highway 45, 1 mile north of Highway 29 in Wittenberg, Wisconsin. It's your destination for thrills, relaxation, and great food, all in one place. Big wins, bright lights. Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg Nights.
Hey, it's Dash from Tailwalker's Doggy Daycare. Summer fun is here. And while you humans are working, running errands, or doing cool stuff we can't tag along for,
we're having our own type of fun at Tailwalker's Doggy Daycare.
Splash pads, play groups, and even dog-friendly bubbles. Each location has something different for your pup.
I go crazy for peanut butter bubbles.
To learn more, visit tailwalkersdoggydaycare.com.
Tailwalker's Doggy Daycare.
Save big money on your next painting project now at Menards. Rust-Oleum Stops Rust 5-in-1 spray paint lets you choose from 5 unique spray patterns with a twist of the dial, so you can get a professional, corrosion-resistant finish on every project. Save big money on Rust-Oleum spray paint now at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Looking for new floors? Here's what you need to know. LP Meridian has been part of this community since 1903, helping families get the floors they love at a price that works for them. Hardwood, luxury vinyl, tile, including Shaw Floors' line of Pet Perfect carpet for beautiful durability you can trust at LP Meridian.
Since 1903, under your feet, LP Meridian, where quality and budget meet.
Hey, what's up? It's Trevor from Inside Wisconsin Sports. I've been telling you about margaritas for a while now, but I need you to know they now have something called the Margaritas Fiesta Party Room. Sign me up. If you're looking for a space with a bar set up for rehearsals, birthdays, anniversaries, grad parties that cometh, this is the place. They offer the best food and waitstaff in the area, making it the perfect spot to celebrate all occasions. And they have margaritas and margarita dip. Duh, margaritas. Green Bay.
We all love earning rewards these days. Nicolay Bank pays you back too. That's why Nicolay Bank created Real Rewards Checking. With a Real Rewards checking account, you can earn up to 3.00% annual percentage yield. See terms at nicolaybank.com. Member FDIC.
Fox 11, the most accurate forecast team in Northeast Wisconsin. Another reason why the team that covers the storm has you covered.
99.7, 101.9 WNFL. WNFL.
The greatest show on earth. The greatest attraction of all time. The one and only.
Inside Wisconsin Sports.
You got a fast car, and I want to take it to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal.
Trevor Thomas was in a fast car on his way to the Cooley region this morning.
I was waiting for it to be like, you got a Waffle House.
Yeah, do they have Waffle Houses in Lacrosse?
I don't think they make it this north.
I think the farthest north you can find one is south of Chicago, which...
Are they really even that north? I guess I didn't know. Like I said, I think I was in West Virginia.
That's where you go for a Waffle House.
Well, yeah, I can't remember if it was there or if maybe Florida. It could have been, which
those are
two totally different regions of the world. I know.
Why were you in West Virginia?
My mom's family is from West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
That's like the only other place I have family, which, boy, that place, culture shock.
I can imagine.
To say the least. Rupert, West Virginia. Shout out to him. Under 1,000 people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm Luddy. That's Tommy. Like I said, Trevor Thomas off today. He is out golfing with his friends Robbie and Charlene, who I met at the draft.
Oh,
You're going to
really?
meet them at some point here. Good time. Good times were had.
Bricky from Wrightstown. Tommy, get the verbiage right. It was summer of fun and entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
Bricky, I have the quote from Mark Antonaccio. Is my job to win a World Series, or is my job to provide a summer of entertainment and passion and a way for families to come together? So
beautiful.
I'm just saying, maybe I didn't say it correct, but neither did you, Bricky.
Yeah,
all right.
Bricky.
We were talking about the Brewers with Hunter Baumgardt. Great interview. That'll be up on the YouTube page, youtube.com/Inside Wisconsin. First time I ever got to talk to him on air. So that was really cool. I wanted to stress this segment that it felt like Hunter was setting it up nicely. No one can outbid the Brewers. No one. And if you are hell-bent on, I want to see this team win a World Series before I insert whatever here.
Die?
Oh, I don't know.
Go into a coma.
Whatever. Yeah. Before you go into a coma.
Yeah. Let's leave the death part out for now.
There are things that has to happen.
Okay.
And I am someone who follows the minor league game. I'm sure there's a lot of people who do in this area of the state because of the Timber Rattlers too. And we all know how fun that team was last season. And now I just saw someone tweet out how fun and exciting the Biloxi Shuckers are. And I was like, guys, we're a year early on this up here in this region. Like everyone knew how awesome the Timber Rattlers were last year.
I will always remember Kurt Hogue putting up Jackson Cheerio highlights of when he was down in Biloxi. I don't know if the ball travels a little farther because of the humidity there, but he was hitting bombs into the whatever ocean, Gulf of Mexico down there.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Right next to that casino. That looks kind
there
of
is
fun.
a casino.
That looks
They were
kind of
hitting
fun.
they were hitting him into the casino.
Okay,
Well,
sure.
Yeah. Look, you gotta, if you want to preserve and wait it out with homegrown talent, by all means, I think the Brewers can do it that way.
Sure.
And there is an argument that the Milwaukee Brewers should probably touch nothing. They're winning, Luddy.
Winning.
They're winning.
As Charlie Sheen would say.
That is what you are supposed to do to get to October. Is just win.
Just
right?
win, baby.
Doesn't matter how you do it. The offense is shaky at times. The starting pitching is inexperienced.
And injured at times. All
but
season.
they keep winning.
Dude, they've had better pitching staffs and had a worse record. It just shows how complete this team is.
The team is very, very good. But this is kind of how the Brewers typically do it, where they're a little bit quieter at the deadline. Ever since, you go out and make a move for Moustakas, right?
Roddy. I mean, that was a big splash.
Right? Everyone points back and says they haven't done anything since CC. I don't think that's necessarily the case. But that is
they brought
obviously
in Jonathan Scope that one year.
Right. And that one was kind of blew up in their face.
Yeah. A little bit.
But it was an exciting all-in-esque move. And
Sure.
if the Brewers are going to make another exciting all-in-esque move, they can.
All right. Are they gonna, though?
That remains to be the question. And Adam McCalvy reporting that as early as he is, I think is a good sign of that direction. But it's not the first time we've heard the Brewers have been involved in conversations.
Where does he get those stories from?
I'm sure a Brewers source. McCalvy's got the gold card now, man. They tell him everything.
They let him on the broadcast.
Yeah.
I had it on mute. Was he entertaining when he was on?
Adam's
He's always
dude.
funny.
Adam's great, dude.
Yeah.
Great guy always when he comes on too. I've got to meet him a handful of times over the years now too. But if you are in favor of going out and getting someone, the Brewers can. It's not like they don't have the capital this year. Or if you want to rock with the team right now, you can rock with the team. It's just that's the strategy they've used over the years now, and it has not been successful. So I just don't think you should be critical of either side of those.
You look at the Yelich trade. I know that was off season. None of those guys really panned out. You look at the CC trade that was in season. None of those guys panned out, especially the main piece, Matt Laporta. Not saying that the Brewers farm system was what it was back then, because it's obviously better. But man, if there's a move to be made, it's there, and it's not going to set them back too far.
No, sir.
We are Inside Wisconsin without Trevor Thomas. I'm Luddy. That's Tommy. We are going to come back, top of the hour, talk to a guy that is a Whitewater grad. I worked at UW Whitewater for 2 football seasons. His name is Craig Coshun. You hear him on Brewers and Bucks coverage. This is 99.7, 101.9 WNFL. We'll be right back.
99.7 and 101.9.
Hey, it's Corey, and we're talking foot and ankle today with the amazing doctors at Bay Care Clinic Orthopedics. I have Dr. Saller with me. Doctor, what's different about orthopedics at Bay Care?
Our ortho team here is great. We have every area and subspecialty covered, and we just have a really good group of guys who just treat people well and work well together.
And tell us a little bit more about your background.
So I spent a year in DC as part of my foot and ankle fellowship doing a lot of different types of complex surgery, but probably the most common surgery we did was both ankle replacements and ankle replacements revisions. And so it's something I'm very passionate about and something that I have a lot of experience with from my training.
What's your general approach with your patients?
I like to spend a little time on the first visit getting to know my patients, finding out why they're hurting, what activities they enjoy. And I think one thing that I do a little differently is I really want to find out what's important to that patient, whether it be something they need to do at work or something they want to do for fun.
For more information on how they can help, go to baycareclinic.com. That's baycareclinic.com.
Diamonds and gold. We put a little sparkle in your life.
This is Adam from Diamonds and Gold, and I've got some questions for you. Have you ever wondered why some diamonds and gemstones are more costly than others? Have you ever thought you couldn't possibly afford quality jewelry? Well, we would love to show you the differences and how easy it is to actually afford. And we always have free financing and layaway. Have you ever been afraid to even walk into a jewelry store? Do you think your questions might sound stupid? At Diamonds and Gold, we don't think any questions are, and we'll do our best to see that you are comfortable and remove all of your fears. Have you ever seen a diamond, a ruby, or a pearl that took your breath away? Do you think you deserve beautiful jewelry? Well, we know that you do, and we have some breathtaking knock your socks off creations to fulfill all of your desires with. Now, I invite you to come in and lay your questions right on us. We're open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 to 6, Thursday, Friday, 10 to 7, and Saturdays, 10 to 4.
Diamonds and gold. We put a little sparkle in your life.
When a loved one passes away, the last thing you want to worry about is court filings, legal paperwork, and deadlines. Hey, it's Trevor from WNFL at Hooper Law Office. They understand that probate can feel overwhelming during an already difficult time. That's why their experienced attorneys handle the process from start to finish, guiding you through every step, managing the paperwork, communicating with the court, and helping you get closure. Instead of spending your time dealing with legal details, spend it where it matters most, with family, honoring memories, and focusing on healing. And if you haven't created your own estate plan yet, now is the time. A properly prepared will or trust can make things easier for the people you love and help avoid unnecessary complications down the road. Remember, leave your kids an inheritance, not a headache. Hooper Law Office, with physical locations in Appleton, Oshkosh, and Green Bay, or virtually statewide. Everyone has a legacy. Let's protect it together. with Hooper Law.
WNFL Sturgeon Bay, WDKF Green Bay, and W270HA Green Bay. This is sports, WNFL.
I'm here with Steve from Capital Credit Union. Steve, you would have to live under a rock not to see the words Capital Credit Union on so many different buildings, signs, places here in our community. And a lot of it has to do with sports.
We know this is a big sports town. Not only Green Bay, but Wisconsin, Northeast Wisconsin as a whole. We love our sports, whether it's high school, whether it's college, whether it's NFL. We're there.
Capital Credit Union, capitalcu.com. Shannon, some guy just knocked on my door with a clipboard and an out-of-state license plate.
Watch out for those storm chasers, Trevor. They blow in with the wind and blow out just as fast. When a storm hits, you want a neighbor, not a stranger. We've been here in the Fox Valley for over 90 years.
90 years? You betcha. Support local, folks. Visit 920roofing.com.
Taking care of your neighbors for over 90 years.
People you know, call 920 Roofing.
WNFL sports news goes now.
The Brewers enjoying an off day on Thursday following a 4-3 win Wednesday afternoon at American Family Field over the Mets. That gave the Brewers a second straight series win to begin the second half. They are 5-1 on the current 9-game homestand. Only one NL Central team in action yesterday. That was the Cardinals at home against Arizona. They dropped that one 10-6. St. Louis now 12 games back in the division. Brewers have a 7-game lead on the Cubs. They're a half game behind the Dodgers for the best record in baseball. Homestand will continue tonight. It is the last leg of the 3-team 9-game homestand. The Colorado Rockies in town this weekend. Shane Drowan on the hill this afternoon. A 3:10 first pitch, 6:10 first pitch on Saturday. Robert Gasser gets the ball. 1:10 first pitch on Sunday. Jacob Mizrowski will be on the hill. The afternoon start time today facilitates the Alumni game. The Brewers building off of their Alumni home run derby last year. It'll be a 3-inning game. Ryan Braun, Bill Hall, Corey Hart, Jeff Jenkins, Jonathan Lucroy, Ben Sheets, Richie Sexton all in town, just to name a few. I'm John Hensler, WNFL.
WNFL is your home for Inside Wisconsin Sports.
Off the hizzle schnizzle.
To AmFam Field, Camp Randall, the Kohl Center, and Fiserv Forum. The stories and the patriotism of America's Dairyland. Welcome to Inside Wisconsin.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa!
15 seconds. Robson, high and deep to left. And it's a winner. Keon walks them off. And he's going to touch them all. Touch them all, Keon. You'll never hit another home run as big in your life. Exploding bomb coming. Yes.
One more time on Inside Wisconsin. Well, one more hour, that is. I'm Andrew Ludwig. No Trevor Thomas, but we do have Tommy Wartz here. Tommy.
Yeah.
Were you in attendance last year for the home run derby?
I was not. I was working.
Oh, yeah, the
Actually,
post-game stuff.
no. Actually, I watched it at the bar with my dad. I was only doing pregame at the time.
Sure.
And so I remember checking that out. It was awesome. They did the coverage on at a different network at the time. Now Brewers TV going to carry it. And we got a very special guest from Brewers TV joining us here, Craig Coshun. I don't want to put you in the I think old timers, what they were talking about with this Brewers TV. I don't want to necessarily put you in that category, but you've been around for quite some time, covered a lot of these guys over the year, Craig.
Well, you can put me in the old timers category. This is, believe it or not, in the state of Wisconsin, this is my 40th year of covering sports.
Wow.
Radio, TV, whatever it was, goes back to 1986, well before you guys were born, I'm sure. But you can put me in the old timers. I mean, I was around when Hank Aaron was a Brewer out there in the left field bleachers when I was a kid. So I feel like I've seen it all. Let's just put it that way.
Anyone on this alumni game list that you're excited to see again? Maybe haven't seen in a while, because the home run derby, a good taste of what this alumni game is going to be this year. But a couple more names getting added to it now, Craig.
Yeah, it's a good mix of guys the last couple of years, to be honest with you, and it's always good to see Ryan Braun come back when he can, and he seems like he wants to come back every year for a lot of events, so that's cool. I love Billy Hall. I was around when he was the mentor for Prince Fielder, and Tony Gwynn Jr., JJ Hardy, Ricky Weeks. He mentored those guys. They literally followed him around when they were all called up. They were all called up, I think, around the same time. And they literally followed him around like, Mother Goose, during BP and stuff, and watched everything that he did. And he brought him up right. And he spent some time with us on our pregame show as a co-host for part of a summer. And hey, he can pitch, he can hit, he can field. So maybe we'll see all of that here in the 3-inning game today.
Shifting to this current team, Craig, how does this Brewers organization continue to churn out winners? I mean, you've seen it. You started, like you said, when the team was in the doldrums, essentially. Mm-hmm. You got to see that group of guys. A lot of them will be back tonight for that alumni game. How did they do it? I mean, you're around the team more than most.
Well, I think, a couple of things that they figured out they had to commit to, and that was drafting and developing. It had to be that way. And even a lot of the trades that they've made, we've seen it recently. They always go after guys that are controllable, high draft picks that aren't working out with their current team. They've been able to bring over and turn them into a major league player the way they should be. And, we saw it last year, most recently with Andrew Vaughn. We're seeing it a little bit with this year's team as well. Jory Ortiz is coming into his own after the switch over at third base now. But it's the commitment to get as many shortstops. It seems like they continue to draft shortstops, and then you move that athletic guy who can do it all wherever in the field that he fits in and feels comfortable. They've done a really good job of that. And then to me, the second thing is pitching. Going back to 2008, when they finally clinched a playoff berth for the first time in 26 years, if they didn't have CC Sabathia, clearly it would be a completely different historic line that we continue to bring up and celebrate because they just didn't have anybody left on that roster who could throw in the last month of the season and into the playoffs. So they had a lot of hitters. We know who all the big boppers were back then, but they didn't have any pitching. And then they went out and acquired pitching to help out that 2011 club really start something. But those were veteran guys, very few that actually were developed in the organization. But from there, they draft shortstops and they draft pitching, and they figure out a way to develop that. On the pitching end, though, to me it's just second to none in entire Major League Baseball, the way they can bring guys aboard and, they fix certain guys. They, develop a lot of other young kids as well. So they've just done a terrific job.
Craig Coshun joining us here on Inside Wisconsin, Brewers TV. Craig, do they get to take full credit for Jacob Misiorowski, or is that some of that just natural to this point? They obviously knew what he had, to be able to rear back and throw 105 probably last year, but he added on some weight and the command. I don't think anyone could have seen this massive jump out of him in just one season, maybe a half a season, really. And now they're taking it a little slower than they did with CC. They're not going to make sure that he goes out every third or fourth day. They're trying to go maybe every 5 or 6 days to this point. You don't know what you have for a stamina point for a full marathon of a season with Jacob Misiorowski yet. But how do you think the Brewers are approaching the Jacob Misiorowski situation, where load management starting to become a factor, but you also want him to get some reps so that he can have a full season of work?
Well, I think, the point you brought up about who gets credit, is it the Brewers or is it Jacob? Obviously, it's a little bit of both. But I think the thing you have to give the club credit for is they figured out and helped him reach that level of his command. A lot of guys can throw 103, 104, 105. They just can't do it and throw strikes. And they figured it out in a hurry with this guy and helped him along on the minor league side when they did that. And then when he got to the bigs last year, they realized that this guy is tall and skinny. We could see that, but how much strength do you really have where it counts for pitching? And I think the thing that I've learned a long time ago for successful pitching is it's not always the arm and it's not always the command. It's the bottom portion of your body. It's from the waist down, how strong your legs, how good is your balance. And they've done a really good job bringing him along, the strength team. I mean, they can't thank the deepest part of their organization that nobody gets to talk to and see enough about how that's come along as far as strength for him. So they're doing a smart thing right now. They kind of, you know what, you got to see what you got with Jacob Misiorowski. In the first half of the season, they saw a lot of success. They saw confidence build. They saw a lot of dominance. But you can run out of gas too. But they just don't want him to run fully out of gas. So they're taking their steps, which I think is smart right now. They have a big 7-game lead in the division. They have the second best record in baseball, pushing for the best record. There's no reason to make him go out every 5th day right now and toss 9 innings for you. You're going to need that towards the end of the season. And he could be a guy that if something happens to the rest of the staff or you get in the playoffs and you want to throw him on that 3rd day, he may be able to handle that, man. His mentality is to win and to compete. And not necessarily always in that order either, but it's those 2 top things that he's got the gift for.
Craig, before the top of the hour, we were talking about how this Brewers team, there's really an argument. We just saw the Adam McCalvy report yesterday of they've reached out to Detroit, they've reached out to San Diego, and now the ball's kind of in their court on if they're going to deal some of their top stars to get some trade deadline acquisitions. But we were discussing there's really an argument for both sides. The Brewers, hey, they have one of the best records in baseball. Go out, get a move, put yourself over the top. But on the other hand, they have the best record in baseball. Why do you want to mess with a good thing to this point? I don't necessarily need you to go super in depth, but which side of the argument do you see being the most logical for the Milwaukee Brewers when you put it in those 2 terms?
Well, it's interesting because I've thought about it quite a bit, and I've talked about it on our shows and on our radio post-game shows as well. And it's a tough argument. And to me, they're at the point of how this franchise has come along the last few years of you have to measure and analyze what kept you from winning it last year. And scoring runs in the series against the Dodgers clearly is the answer to that. The hardest part about it is the Brewers are scoring more runs and pitching as well as anybody in the league here right now. It's not like their run differential and scoring runs is way down and their pitching is overbalancing that to make them a winner. It's a very balanced thing. They're second in the league in run differential right now, second in the league in runs scored. I think first or second in the league in runs given up by the pitching staff. So it's hard to pinpoint, but I think history shows you that pitching still always wins in this. And I think they have enough balance offensively. I mean, look, just a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, we look at the lineup and the offense was so mediocre and meager and weak that 2 or 3 or 4 guys sometimes in that lineup, their batting average was under 200.
Yeah.
And now it's so different. You got guys pushing 300, maybe not over the top, but just about everybody in that lineup right now is at 240, 250, 260 or better. And so they figured it out offensively. The hard part about the offense is when you get into one particular series and it goes stale, like we saw last year against the Dodgers, sometimes you can't control that. But I'd love to see him go out and get a slugger. I'm just not sure on this team, a slugger in 1 of 9 is going to put you over the top. Not sure. I'm just not sure.
Yeah, that's the question. One more Brewer question before we shift gears a little bit. You brought up his name earlier in the conversation, and I've been trying to make the argument on this show. I've been on an emotional roller coaster with Joey Ortiz, man. I've been all over the place, right? I've had tantrums maybe on the air about him being a part of the ball club, and now I don't know if there's a more fun player on the team when he's hot than Joey Ortiz. And his defense over the last 3 seasons for the Brewers has been phenomenal. But when his bat is hot, and it's not just for a week right now, Craig, he's had a hell of a month in a Brewers uniform. What is it like for a guy like Joey Ortiz when you're covering him to know this is a liability in the lineup at a point, and now it's, oh, please walk this guy and get to Joey Ortiz right now. Just please walk him to this point.
Yeah, it has been a roller coaster of emotions for sure, because you want guys like Joey Ortiz to succeed. I mean, look, they have 26 guys on that roster you root for just as equally as you do Joey Ortiz. It's just the fact that how they've made this roster up. But I think for him, he obviously didn't have a ton of major league experience when he came over from Baltimore in that trade. And sometimes you give a guy an opportunity and he succeeds like he did the first year. And then the second year, he's the guy over at shortstop taking over for Willie Adames. And it's like, he just didn't have the confidence to put it all together. And I think that's pretty clear now in talking to him. And it's a burden. Guys don't want to talk about what they're afraid of, what they're nervous about, what they're failing. Not when they know that they're in the lineup every day, and they kept him in there. So they were patient with him. And now that he's over at third base, though, I think the pressure's off of shortstop, and I think he's accepted the pressure at third base now. The Brewers haven't had a good third baseman in a long, long time, and he could fit that bill now if he keeps hitting the way he is. His defense is truthfully, it is unbelievable. That whole infield, it's just unbelievable. But if you're securing your weakest point at third base with Ortiz's glove, and if he can keep this hitting up even close to what he's doing here right now, anything better than $150, right?
Yeah.
And so I think his comfort level and confidence has changed dramatically with the change back over to third base.
But how hard is it for the Brewers to remain patient in a situation like that, Craig? They gave him a lot of time. I mean, last year there were ups and downs, and everyone knew the bases loaded numbers that were coming up with Joey Ortiz. And even this year, it was a slow start. Is that a Pat Murphy driven, we got to stick with this guy, a Matt Arnold driven, we got to stick with this guy, or is it just like a clubhouse culture in general for the Milwaukee Brewers? Because I imagine there were some tough days on making a decision with Joey Ortiz too.
Well, you're right, and it's kind of a combo, to be honest with you, of who gets to say. It's not a dictatorship over there. I'll say that, but everything still is driven from the front office, especially when it comes to player moves and personnel. But you could also look at it this way: this organization has such young, incredible talent that just saying that somebody else from the minors can come up and do better doesn't mean that somebody has been really knocking on the door and is ready to go and come up to the majors and succeed. So you have to weigh that a little bit too.
Sure.
And then knowing that, if you just, sometimes you get to the point where it's like, this is your last chance. This is your last chance. We've the leash is long. We have confidence in you. We wouldn't be putting you over at third base unless we were confident that you could make it over there. And I think, part of that is just good community. This club has good communication with its players. I think every player that's here now or has been in Milwaukee over the last 5 or 6 years can agree to that, really, for the most part. But I think that's the tough call when it's like, yeah, there's talent in the minors, but you get a guy like Jet Williams, who I think at the time everyone's like, bring him up. I think he was batting like 230, 240 in the minors. How's he going to make that any better on the major league side? So they're just patient, and they have good communication with these guys, and that has a lot to do with it.
Craig Coshun joining us on Inside Wisconsin. Follow him on Twitter at Craig Coshun. Craig, you cover the Brewers. You also cover the Milwaukee Bucks down there in Milwaukee for us. Giannis is gone. I mean, elephant in the room. He's out. What is your favorite Giannis memory? And then what are your thoughts on this roster going forward? I personally think John Horst did the best he could with what he had to get when he knew he had to get rid of Giannis, and I think they got the most out of it.
Yeah, I think they did. Trades are tough to make in the NBA, just because everything's driven by money and not talent necessarily. So you get a talent like Giannis, and then it's like, how do you balance the money? How do you balance the contract years with the way everything's set up? That is, the whole contract and money thing, and it's just so beyond me, especially in the NBA, to try to, get straight in my head. But they did a pretty good job, overall with that. And I think most importantly, they set themselves up for, some of these guys they acquired are tradable, and some have expiring contracts. They picked up some extra first and second round draft picks that they didn't have. So they're not strapped anymore. They're not just down to making, some scrap iron trade to keep the roster going the way they've had to the last couple of years in some cases. So they've done a good job with it, for sure. He's going to be missed, I think, for the most part, because this roster's changing over so much. It's not necessarily that he's going to be missed on the team itself, but he is going to be missed by fans coming into Pfizer Forum. I mean, I talked to so many fans at Pfizer Forum because our position for our pre and post game show is right in the middle of two really main arteries to get into seats. And for every single game that Pfizer Forum has been open, they've come to see Giannis. And if you think about how different that's going to be now, that's going to be something to get over. And if the team can just continue to win, it'll be a slow build up back, but must-see TV is gone. There's no question about it. But I think this team will hang in there okay. My favorite story with Giannis goes back all the way back to his first month on the team when he was just 18 years old, about to turn 19. And I'm pretty sure we were in Washington, D.C. to play the Wizards. And we went to the morning shoot around. And, Giannis's first year barely played, let alone the first month of the season. So he was still wide-eyed and tried to figure a lot of stuff out, first time in the country. And it was his birthday. I think it was early December. And so he's turning 19, and I went over to him after the shoot around just to say, wish him a happy birthday. And I couldn't believe how depressed he was. He could barely speak. And I said, "Are you doing okay?" And he said, "No, I miss my family." And I said, "Well, what's the situation? Are they not here?" I don't think many of us knew that they weren't yet. They couldn't get visas into the country yet. So for the first time in his life, the first 2 months he was on this team, none of his family was there. And we all understand how important family is to him now. But he was very distraught, very depressed, and said, "I've never spent a birthday without my family before." And I don't think he understood how the Bucks were his family quite yet. But I think they did a great job of picking him up that day. And it just showed me what it's like for a foreign player to come over here and how easy it is for us in America to say, "Oh, you're playing basketball now, man. You're earning money. Come out here and do your job. Don't worry about things. Just do your job." And it's just not that way. And to me, that from that point forward, we developed a little bit of a relationship at that time. And then, of course, things took off in a matter of a few years for him. And then, when he brought his family over, started his family after he got married, but then his dad passed away very unexpectedly. And he was so close to his dad. It just gave me a very, very early perspective about how special this kid was, because to me, like I said, I've been doing this forever. You realize who people are when their heart starts talking a little bit and they open up. And that was, to me, that was the most memorable day. It's easy to say the championship and, the alley-oop dunk and the parade and all that, but just to discover who somebody really is, and he stayed true to that his whole career. So I'll miss that. I really will.
Craig, thank you very much for joining us today, and thank you for the insight on Giannis. It's a really cool story. That was awesome.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Have fun tonight at the ballpark.
We will. It'll be a fun game for sure.
Awesome. Craig Coshun joining us, or just joined us. Thank you very much.
You got it.
Tommy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on tonight's game? Rockies. We'll start with that one. The real game first.
The real game. The Rock. I don't know. I think I'd there's a debate on what the real game is.
You're right. Yeah, no kidding.
Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me after saying that, I'm sure. But why don't we do Top 5 Friday? And let's do our 5 favorite Brewers alumni.
Yeah,
back
great.
To
I'll
American
put
family.
mine together for the first time here during the break. You got Inside Wisconsin, Trevorless, a Trevorless Friday on 99.7 and 101.9 WNFL.
If it wasn't for sports, we'd be out of work and awfully bored. This is WNFL. Brewers baseball plays here.
He's dropping the free lift. Here's a fly ball to ride. It is high. It is deep. Bye-bye baseball. Second deck for Salvatore.
The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Blow him away and a strikeout. 3 strikeouts in the fourth. And a 10 strikeout opening day performance for the Miz at American Family Field.
Catch the action on WNFL.
Hey, it's Hayes. You don't have to drive up north to get that up north feeling. Mackinaw's Grill and Spirits on Voyager Drive in Green Bay built their whole restaurant out of log cabin charm, stone fireplaces, a real log cabin bar, and now the patio's open too. Grab a seat outside, order a cold one off their craft beer and bourbon list, and relax. Great comfort food for every member of the family. Mackinaw's Grill and Spirits on Voyager Drive in Green Bay. We'll see you at the cabin.
The Joint Chiropractic is for everyone. Have your child prepared to carry that heavy backpack this school year and screen for spine and neck issues to avoid long-term problems. The Joint Chiropractic, affordable wellness plans, packages, and no insurance needed. Walk-ins welcome, no appointment necessary. It's wellness made easy. The Joint Chiropractic. Find a location near you at thejoint.com. The Joint Chiropractic, life without limits.
At KBR Floors and More, the phones won't stop ringing. The jobs keep coming, and they need more carpet installers. If you're a skilled flooring subcontractor looking for consistent work with a respected local company, now's the time. KBR Floors and More is known for its personalized service and amazing customer reviews. Owner-installer owned. So send your info and insurance information today to kbrfloorsandmore@gmail.com.
KBR Floors and More. Floors that you will adore.
It's easy to get behind the wheel of a new Ford from Les Dump Ford during their summer sales event. Qualified buyers can take advantage of 0% financing for 36 months, no payments for 90 days, and zero maintenance for 2 years. Plus, get $1,000 toward your down payment. The summer sales event is good on new 2026 Ford models, including Mustang, Escape, Bronco, Explorer, Mustang Mach-E, Ranger, F-150, Super Duty pickups, and Transit. Whether you're looking for a fuel-efficient SUV, a hard-working truck, or something built for summer fun, Les Dump Ford has you covered, including with their 100,000-mile nationwide warranty. But don't wait. The summer sales event with 0% financing, zero payments, and zero maintenance ends August 31st. Les Dump Ford, College Avenue, Appleton.
I love my Les Dump Ford. I love my Les Dump Ford.
High quality meat, unbeatable freshness, and a family style commitment to care, that's the Heartland difference. Heartland Steak Co. is your go-to source for premium Midwest meats, delivered straight to your door. Whether you're hosting a backyard barbecue, planning weeknight dinners, or giving someone a gift of Midwest flavor, Heartland Steak Co. is perfect for any occasion. Hand cut and hand picked from the Heartland. Our premium selection includes USDA prime and choice beef, all natural pork, chicken, and more. Save time and money with easy online ordering and expertly prepared Grill Master packages, freezer filler bundles, holiday gift boxes, all flash frozen for peak freshness. Go to heartlandsteakco.com and use promo code BURGERS to get 2 free 4-count packages of premium steak burgers with orders over $149.99. Heartland Steak Co., your one-stop shop for straight-to-your-door Midwest meat. Taste the Heartland difference at heartlandsteakco.com. Again, that's code BURGERS to get 2 free 4-count packages of premium steak burgers with orders over $149.99.
We're dealing with a dangerous element here.
WNFL.
Oh, you're all just cuckoo.
Inside Wisconsin Sports.
Coming back with some Janet Jackson, a little escapade. I might get into an escapade this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
I don't know, to be determined. But those are the weekends where you're like, I'm just going to just take it easy this weekend. Next thing you know, you're like, oh, it's bar closed. Interesting.
Really?
Yeah. For me, that's how they shake out
I
sometimes.
don't even, dude, Luddy, I might be the lamest 26-year-old ever. I don't remember the last time I stayed till bar close.
Why?
It's just not, I don't know, man.
You're in a relationship. That's part of it.
Maybe. Yeah, but she's not opposed to going out. I don't even know. We went out for her birthday last month. Did we stay out till bar close that night? We might have last month.
Were you in East Troy?
Yeah. Yeah.
That little square downtown?
The square is good. That's where we were hanging out most of the night. We went back to Walworth, where she's from, for a little bit.
Okay.
To
the Bigfoot region.
Bigfoot is where she went to high school. Yeah. So I don't even remember if we did stay out till bar close that night. It could have been, but I feel like I don't remember us being that inebriated either that night.
You paced yourself.
Yeah, might have been. But I would say within the last year, could count it on one hand for sure.
Yeah, I can count that one hand in a month, maybe two. Start using my toes. Inside Wisconsin, Trevor Thomas out today. He's in La Crosse, or the Cooley region, somewhere out there. What city did he? Trempealeau?
Trempealeau.
Trempealeau sounds right.
Sounds better. There's a P in there.
He is in the volunteer firefighters golf outing going on.
He is not a volunteer firefighter.
He would be a funny volunteer firefighter.
Well, I was wondering, like, he said his dad and his brother are.
Correct. Yeah.
Like, are they just giant firefighters?
Like, how did he not end up in that part of the family business then?
Yeah, I was wondering.
He doesn't
if
do
he's
any
just
volunteer
too
work?
big,
Or
if
what?
he's too big. Yeah, Trevor doesn't do any.
I'm not doing it unless I'm getting
work.
paid.
Yeah, right. That's how Trevor usually is. We have the Alumni Legends game.
Yes,
That's what
we
it's officially called.
Not the old timers game, because they don't like that term.
I believe happening like 15 to 20 minutes after the game today. Yes. The game's going to be either 3 innings or an hour, whichever comes up first, I guess.
Can you imagine there's guys on base and the hour thing comes up and
It's
they're
like
like
a little league game. We're like, all right, we're going to do a pitching visit right here. We'll make sure we bleed this clock.
no
Can't
kidding.
start a new inning after 9. Like, make sure we're all good here.
wait for this thing to end in a tie.
Oh, gosh. You can't in Milwaukee.
Can we put
again.
Bud Selig in the front row to make the decision? That would be great.
Oh, man. Dude, that actually might be the worst case scenario with it. Honestly, I'm going to be there. So I'll be able to decide on how I feel about it. But I watched the home run derby last year.
I did not. I napped.
I am curious as to why mess up a good thing. Like, I get it. You get more guys in there, and that's kind of cool. But the home run derby was about as perfect as it could have been.
Whereas Trevor goes, I didn't like it.
No, he's wrong.
Okay.
He's wrong. Trevor's wrong on that one. I don't say that to Trevor's face very often, but I would say that to his face. He's wrong on that. The home run derby was awesome last year.
I'll make sure to let him know.
I'm concerned the play of baseball is going to be
subpar.
Just a little. And God, please don't let anyone get hurt in this. Like, that'll be awful if we see some action in that way. But it's a top 5 Friday, and we saved it for this last segment, or before second to last segment here. I wanted to just know your 5 favorite Brewers in the alumni game. And we can read them off again here. Sure. Team Milwaukee, Ryan Braun, Corey Hart, Richie Sexson, Jace Peterson, Travis Shaw, Jeff Bianchi, George Gutaris, Manny Pena, Jeremy Jeffries, Carlos Villanueva, Ben Sheets, Chris Narbison, Doug Davis, Dan Cobb, and Tim Dillard. Team Wisco, Jeff Jenkins, Bill Hall, Eric Sogard, Casey McGee, Eric Thames, Jesus Aguilar, Jonathan Lucroy, Eric Kratz, Giovanni Gallardo, Randy Wolf, Corey Knable, Chase Anderson, Brad Boxberger, Brandon Kinsler. I have a list. And
I do as well. I just put mine together in about 60 seconds during the break.
Do you have 5 to 1?
5 to 1. I'll start.
All right, go ahead.
I'll give my 5 all the way down to my 1, and then we'll let you go.
Okay.
I was introduced to Ben Sheets, what would have been the last game at County Stadium.
Sure.
When he was there, he had just won the gold medal. I just remember them bringing him out with his gold medal on that he had won at the 2000 Olympics and going, this guy's going to be on the team next year.
USA baseball legend, Ben Sheets.
So, and then they got rid of baseball after that, I want to say.
And it just came back, or it's just coming back. What is it? I think they had it last time.
I think they had it last time.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
So Ben Sheets is my number 5. Ended up just enjoying him and his time in Milwaukee. And he was the best pitcher I knew until CeCe showed up here.
That's great.
And if he would have been healthy, and if Giovanni and that whole staff would have been healthy in 08, I'm not saying we beat the Phillies, but it's not over in 4.
All right.
And you're not throwing Jeff Suppan out there in game 4 for a
home
run derby, basically. This guy just on the Inside Wisconsin podcast with Trevor and Dario Melendez, Jeff Jenkins.
Yeah.
Or Brett Favre, either way.
Yeah, it looks just like him.
Just
I did
like
not
him.
know that until I met you. And yeah, they could be related.
They could be.
They could be. Looks like it for sure.
Throw a goatee on Favre back in the day, put them next to each other, and you're like, who's who?
Jeff, part of that era of just sluggers too going on, and then he leaves.
Yeah,
First
speak
year
of
after
08.
he leaves, 08, he's a Philly. He wins the title. But Brewer legend for sure in Jeff Jenkins. Also, one of the oldest, I believe, participating in this.
Kieschnick's older too, so is Richie Sexson. But yeah, you ain't
52
wrong.
years old for Jeff Jenkins. Kieschnick, yeah, Brooks Kieschnick. Sorry, I forgot him. He's 54.
Is he going to play the field and pitch? Because that's what I remember as Brooks as a kid. He was the guy that could do both. Do you remember him?
Well, I'm going
younger,
to assume at 54, pitching probably stinks right now. But those are the 250. Oh, and Richie Sexson is 51, and Doug Davis is 50. Really? Doug Davis is 50, man?
Yeah, he got here towards the end of his career.
That's crazy to think. Okay, you got
that was number 4, Jeff.
That was
Jenkins.
number 4. Yeah.
Number 3, a guy like I just mentioned, if he would have been around in 08 during that playoff run, Giovanni Gallardo, he would have made a difference. But he ended up being a linchpin. I mean, for this team for a handful of years. I just love the way he pitched. He threw darts, man. And I might have seen him out a time or two in Milwaukee. Let's just say that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He enjoyed a stop at Joe Katz. Number 2, Richie Sexson. When I was a kid, all the girls, they loved that little, what do you call it when you just
soul patch?
Soul patch. My goodness. Did Richie have some fans when I was in middle school and all the girls were like, oh, Richie Sexson.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Hit
ooh.
bombs too, right?
He did.
Yeah.
He represented that 2002 team at the 2002 All-Star game and home run derby. Let's just say he was about the only player that a lot of fans will remember from those teams.
Right. That was a tough year.
The worst in team history?
Yeah, I believe
Over
so. They
100
lost
losses?
over 100 games. Yep.
And number 1, the guy that helped to turn around, Craig brought him up, was part of that group that came up in 05-06. He hit many bombs. A lot of them happened in the 8th inning for Ryan Braun.
Sure.
He hit one in 08, obviously. That was the walk-off,
That was the
me,
big
against
one.
the Pirates. But then a couple days later, hit the one against the Cubs in the 8th inning.
Bat flies up in the air. Yeah, I remember that one of pointing straight up. Brian Braun, legend.
2011, they beat the Marlins to clinch. He hit one in the 8th.
Yep.
I mean, he was absolutely clutch at moments. So Ryan Braun, he is my number 1.
Wow.
And you got to meet him recently.
I did. Yeah, I just interviewed him 2 weeks ago, I believe.
I've met him.
Like
He was a cool dude.
Yeah, good dude. Good
Yeah.
dude for sure. He's my number 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Ryan Braun, I am not saying he should be a Hall of Famer because we know why he's not. But if Scott Rowland's in the Hall of Fame, Ryan Braun's in the Hall of Fame.
You ain't wrong
Like
there,
that.
man.
That's just go look at the numbers.
No
Just go look
kidding.
at the numbers. I do think they should retire his jersey. I don't think they're going to do that for a couple of reasons. You have to be in the Hall of Fame for them to do it. One of them. And however, he's one of the best Milwaukee Brewers of all time. There's a very strong argument that he's the second best Brewer of all time. There's probably going to be a lot more people that say he'd be a top 3 Brewer of all time, with Molitor and Yount being ahead of him. But yeah, like to your point, he was there. And was it you or Craig who brought it up of like, hey, he was there in like so many generations,
right? Yeah,
of
he was
Brewers baseball.
He was part of the beginning of what we all love in the 08 season, and then was there in 2011, was there in 2014 when you thought that was the beginning of something again, and then it wasn't, and then Ron Rennike's let out the door, and then he was there for the Craig Counts there. And that's funny because him and Craig were teammates. It was to the point when Ryan was playing third base when he first came up and was not good. Not good. That's why they ended up moving him to left field. They would always have to replace him in the 7th and 8th inning with Craig Counsell, because Craig could actually pick up a ball and throw it over to first base most of the time.
Right. Okay. So I'll go 5-1 on mine after Ryan Braun. Now we're going to number 4 here. And we're gonna have some different Corey Hart.
Oh yeah. Corey was probably number 6 for me.
Corey Hart, why is he ahead of Ryan Braun for me? Just because I like to go a little bit off of the mainstream. And Corey Hart,
how dare you?
Corey Hart is still pretty mainstream Brewer by all means. I don't know if I've ever had more fun watching the Brewers than when they decided to move him to the leadoff spot. When they moved Corey Hart into the leadoff spot, it was must-see TV. It was like, we got to go. We cannot miss first pitch. We cannot. He is going to homer. It felt like that every time when Corey Hart was in the leadoff spot. Just completely changed his game. He was a guy who didn't draw as many walks as they would have liked. So it was like, why don't we throw him in the leadoff spot so he can go out and see some strikes? And he just demolished baseballs from a leadoff position. And I loved it. I thought it was chess, not checkers, and part of the beauty of baseball to just think of a different role for someone, even though it wasn't even that he was bad hitting 5 or 6 in the Brewers lineup for all those years. He was struggling to a point, and they were like, well, we're going to move him up. I was like, why are you moving him up?
It was those sliders they were throwing him.
It was beautiful. It was just, and I think that was Rennike who ended up making that move. And that's one of the, the 2011 year was great to watch him. And then obviously Rennike kind of ends on a poorer note.
Yeah.
And whatever Ken Maka was doing the year before
that was all poppycock.
Yeah. That was Corey Hart's. I love the Corey Hart arc. I really do.
I do. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Number 3, I'm going to put Giovanni Gallardo as well.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, we have some overlap there because.
Did you ever see him at Joe Cats?
No, I was not. I was not of age.
Oh yeah, true that.
At the time. But
yeah,
Giovanni Gallardo. I went to a baseball game when I was 8, 9 years old, probably with school. Right? There's
the good old school trip
like
days,
a field trip day.
Yeah,
going with school. And Giovanni Gallardo pinch hit in the 9th and walked it off for the Brewers.
I remember
it was a 0-0 game, and I think he had a pinch hit double to win the game or something like that.
Back when your benches were shorter because you had to have pitchers hit.
We left the game in the 7th inning.
Oh, of course.
Because it was school.
Gotta get home and get these kids on the
bus.
bus.
We left the game. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I just missed a pitcher hitting a walk-off. Pretty sure it was against the Reds. Every game was against the Reds or the Pirates back then. It felt like, and
I know the feeling.
Like
because they played 100 of them against each.
So then it became like, I'm never going to see anything like this ever again. And to where he never really got that moment again, Giovanni Gallardo just raked. And pitchers who hit were always cool, right?
Yeah. Brooks Kieschnick.
Right.
Part of my reason to remember him.
Always cool. Not like Shohei, but like the occasional surprise from a pitcher. That was always awesome. He's my number 3. Number 2 on this list, I'm going to go Ben Sheets.
All right.
Ben Sheets, legend. Getting into Brewer fandom, you kind of hear about it at the time of what he's doing. He has the all-time strikeout record in a season for the Milwaukee Brewers. I love Ben Sheets. I think he's He's not forgotten in Brewer history, but he's forgotten in baseball history too much.
Yes.
For how amazing Ben Sheets was.
He worked so fast. He would have been great during the pitch clock era.
Yes.
So good.
And number one, honorable mention, Nigel Morgan. He would be my number one, but I left him off the list.
It says Tony Plush on here, actually.
Right. Honorable mention, Nigel Morgan, for being like a special guest, and he's not really in the game.
Speaking of running into people at bars,
Has there
Nigel Morgan
ever been a more? I don't know how to. I don't want to like steal this take, but like the Jeremy Lin run Eric Thames had.
Oh,
dude,
sure.
He was getting drug tested every week.
Thames sanity.
And Eric Thames just came over from Korea. We're like, oh yeah,
South
we got
Korea,
this guy.
I'd assume.
Yeah, right. The better Korea.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. He had like 7 homers his first week in a Brewers uniform. And we're just like, what is going on?
7 homers and 8 drug tests.
And he just kept having to give away his urine every other day. Like, that was awesome. That was so good. And it kind of fell off a little bit harder at the end. But Eric Thames, for sure, the Brewer that I'm looking forward to the most. Dude is just yoked on top of it. His shirt will come off today. I guarantee
you sure he doesn't have a beer belly at this point of his life?
Did you see him last year? He's shredded. He's still shredded.
Not a shock
I think
there.
that guy enjoys putting his body to the test. That's what I assume. So he's my favorite on this list coming back. But a lot of great names, again, for this Alumni Legends game. And it will be on Brewers TV after today.
That is awesome. All right. We got one more segment here on Inside Wisconsin. If you haven't noticed, there's no Trevor today. I'm Luddy. That's Tommy. And we're going to do a little What's Up Wisconsin weekend coming up next. Stay here. 99.7 and 101.9 WNFL.
WNFL. Save big money when you shop at Menards. Transform your home in one weekend with exterior wood stain and sealer from Dutch Boy. It provides one-coat protection on decks, fences, siding, and outdoor furniture. It repels rain after just 4 hours of application. That means quicker results, saving you both time and money. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help bring your dreams to life, 1 gallon at a time. Stop by your local Menards today.
Save big money at Menards.
Looking for new floors? Here's what you need to know. LP Meridian has been part of this community since 1903, helping families get the floors they love at a price that works for them. Hardwood, luxury vinyl, tile, including Shaw Floors line of Pet Perfect carpet for beautiful durability you can trust at LP Meridian.
Since 1903, under your feet, LP Meridian, where quality and budget meet. Diamonds and gold, we put a little sparkle in your life.
Thinking about getting engaged this year? Well, we're ready for you at Diamonds and Gold. We have so many styles to choose from, and diamonds in unique shapes and colors, vintage cuts and designs, many one-of-a-kind styles. After all, who wants to see their ring on somebody else's hand? Not me. We customize and custom create new engagement rings every day. At Diamonds and Gold, rings are our thing. Come take a look and bring those Pinterest and Instagram photos too. We're ready to work with and for you. We work in white gold, yellow gold, rose gold, platinum, and many more too. Currently trending are colored gems instead of diamonds, like sapphire, emerald, ruby, or alexandrite. We have plenty of those to choose from as well. So when it's time for to have and to hold, get engaged at Diamonds and Gold.
Diamonds and gold, we put a little sparkle in your life.
We are talking pre-owned Toyotas with Matt Georgia of Lemieux Toyota in Ashwaubenon. Matt, it looks like Lemieux's best pre-owned lineup of the year offers a ton of choices.
How about a 2025 GMC Acadia? It has only 7,000 miles and it's priced at $36,990. And then we have a 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sahara. This one has only 10,000 miles and it's priced at $44,990.
Matt, those hard-to-find Highlanders and the RAV4s looks like they're back in stock.
We just added a 2025 Toyota Highlander Platinum Hybrid. This one's gray with black leather leather interior. It has only 4,500 miles on it, and it's priced at $57,990. And then we have LE, XLE, XLE Premium, XSE, TRD Off-Road, and hybrid model Toyota RAV4s with prices starting at $26,990.
Okay, Matt, give us your pick of the week.
We just added a sweet 2024 Lexus IS350 F Sport. It has only 15,000 miles, and it's priced at $47,990.
That's Matt Georgia from Lemieux Toyota, 2550 South Oneida Street. Start your experience at LemieuxToyota.com.
Train to push past the pain. Not athletes, just people. Men, women, and children trafficked every day in the United States. Sometimes by someone they trusted, sometimes by their own family. While millions watch the World Cup, they're fighting to survive in silence. Help us change that. Visit bluecampaign.gov/World Cup to help us break the silence.
Drew McIntyre here from WWE. Wielding the Claymore can be a life of chaos. When I'm not dominating in the ring, Chumba Casino is how this warrior takes a wee break. With hundreds of online social games and new weekly releases, there's always something fresh to try. And those daily boosts, next level. Even my free time feels like Valhalla. So when life feels like a battle, kick up your feet, have some fun, and let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T's and C's. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
You are about to begin a most important journey.
Inside Wisconsin sports.
I can't wait.
WNFL.
Don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come.
Trevor never told us what he was going to shoot today, did he? He never gave us a final answer. What's your over-under? 18 holes.
I mean, please 100, right?
Yeah, okay. I'll go
110. 110.
So that's where we're setting the over-under at?
Yeah.
But is it a scramble, though?
Yeah, if it's a scramble, that'll be way lower.
Never mind.
Right?
Dude.
I don't know.
It's like
I'm not
cheating.
sure. The last time I went golfing, I went with my dad. I was 19, I want to say.
That's 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Tommy.
And maybe I was 18. Could have very well been like in high school still. And I actually remember not playing as terrible as I thought I was going to play.
I know that feeling.
And however, it was, it was a par 3 course.
Oh.
I don't think there was many opportunities to use the driver in that one. So the driver was always the hardest part, right? It's the most fun club to hit. It's the hardest club to hit. So
You realize at some point you and I are going to get dragged out to a golf course, and we're going to have to golf whether we want to or not.
You think so?
I've been told that's going to happen. So
okay. I mean, I
At least
look, the vibe of golfing, of it's just a day in the park to get drunk with your friends.
that is my kind of jam, dude.
That sounds awesome.
But
then it's like, hey, let's be competitive the entire time. And I do have a competitive spirit to me.
I do too.
I have lost it a little bit in the athletics department over the years, but I can still find it in other avenues. And I will just become like the biggest ish talker on the course if that's what happens.
yeah, I will not. I will enjoy my time out there. I've learned as a golfer, I'm not a good one. And I'm not going to get upset like I did when I was younger. I'm just going to go, that's because I don't play enough. That's why
golf.
That's why I hit that ball over the green 7 times.
It's a great game for how humbling it can be.
Oh, it's terribly humbling.
Right? I mean, just hey, that was a great. The Masters, right? It's a 4-day tournament,
Mm-hmm.
and it's literally one shot that decides it.
Every single year, it seems like.
Every year. This weekend.
Yeah, what's up, Wisconsin weekend?
I am heading back to Milwaukee again. This will be the last weekend I do that
Until you
because
move.
next weekend, true, I will be going down after the show on Thursday. I'll be doing the show from Milwaukee on Friday of next week. And then I make the full move to Green Bay next Saturday. So next weekend, I don't know if it sucks. Like moving sucks, right?
It's not fun. No.
But it's exciting.
Very
and
much.
you know, the lady and the dogs are gonna be coming with me at the time next weekend. But I'm excited to go to the game today. It's going to be a lot of packing when I go back.
Where are you sitting tonight?
I have no idea. The tickets are free, and from a former colleague, Mitch Nellis,
Mitch,
who just basically was like, "Do you want to go to the game?" A couple days ago, asked her if she wanted to go. She said she'll go, and so I'm going to the game. That's just how it worked out.
All right, I am not going to be attending the Brewers game tonight. I'll probably watch it on TV. And as I mentioned to you earlier, I should be cleaning my place up. It's one of those where you're here for a month and you're like, why are they closing the corner over there? Oh, and there's some over there. Yeah. And I should take the garbage out, but I'm about to be late for work. So I've got to. But then a friend might text me and I might be out at Stadium View. You never know how these things shake out for me.
Wild card weekend, Luddy.
Yeah, wild card weekend. I guess that's what happens when you are when you're single and in your mid 30s.
Yeah, I mean, you feel free. I mean, I'm sure that last year this time was the same way, where I was just like, I have no plans, and that was awesome too.
It is a great feeling.
it's you know what? There's no obligation, right? It's just like you create that, and that's I totally get that being awesome.
Who's on the mound tonight for the Brewers?
The throw-in, Shane Drowan.
Shane Drowan. They take on the Rockies. 3:10 start. Why a 3:10 start on a Friday? Is it because the lights aren't working? No, it's because there's an alumni game after, a shortened alumni game.
They, in summer, should normalize 3:10 starts.
I don't disagree.
I think that
I had a good time going down to Wrigley for a 3:10 game. I'll just say that.
Look, normalize earlier baseball. I love my sporting events to happen earlier, not just because of the morning show. Sure. I was the same way when I was working late, too, because of them. So I like in the middle of the day. I get why with school, like school's in session. Sure. Right. In the summer, come on.
Well, I don't disagree there. I don't disagree but we had a pretty good show, minus Trevor. He's there in the Cooley region.
Minus of Trevor.
I think you know what I was trying to say. Trevor, thanks for letting me run the ship today, man. He joined us at 7:00, 7:25. We had Hunter Baumgardt. He's in that clubhouse every single Brewers game, home game at least, and he's got a great vibe on the team. Plus, Craig Coshun giving us the insight of the Brewers and also the Milwaukee Bucks going forward. Tommy, have a good weekend, man.
You too, Luddy.
Thank you to everyone that listened. You have been listening to Inside Wisconsin on WNFL 99.7 and 101.9. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Sports Radio 99.7, 101.9 WNFL, or streaming live on the WNFL app.
Fox 11, the most accurate forecast team in Northeast Wisconsin. Another